From High Point, North Carolina, the town better known as Little Chicago, it's time for the Friday Night Gamble! Featuring Matt Walsh and his co-host, the pride of Hollywood, Ricky Dickerman. Our musical guests tonight are the Crossroad Prophets, Michael Ingmire and Rob Dayton. Get ready for an hour of fun, conversation, music, and mayhem. I'm your MC, Tony P, Papa Butch Light, and let's roll the dice as we welcome our host, the Statesville troubadour himself, Matt Walsh.
And welcome to the Friday Night Gamble. Kick your feet up, stay here a while. Pay no mind the world's on fire, because, fellas, we're going to have one of them real good times tonight. Somebody say hi to mighty.
Hi to
mighty. Hi to mighty. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Your homework last week was to share the Friday Night Gamble with at least one person. Well, I hope you did that, because right now, for extra credit, y'all know what, fellas? They got to share it right now.
Share the
stream right
Hit
now.
The button.
Hit the button. Share. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
And then start calling your people up right now and tell them, get on the party line and call your people up and tell them about the Friday Night Gamble. Folks, before we go further, I got to put this thing down that I'm drinking. I ain't had one of these in a while. I ain't going to say what it is, but I got another sponsor here, beer sponsor already, named Butch Lowe. And he makes this thing, fellas, called Butch Light Dandelion Clover Melatonin IPA. Rob,
makes you feel good.
Rob, it's gone up from 22%. Tony P. Did you
22%?
26%.
It's 26 now.
We're going to crack one of those, do a little team drink. I don't know what you fellas are drinking, but here's to y'all out there in the audience, a little team drink.
Woo! I'm a team drinker. Woo, woo!
Aren't we all, Ricky? Aren't we all?
Oh, that's good.
It's also
what time's Chet getting here?
Chet's on a... Chet may be in jail, Ricky. I know you've heard the news. We're not going to talk about this.
Chet's already in jail?
Yeah, that's where Buddy is. Buddy was going to come on the show because Rob asked me right before we went on camera. He says, "Buddy going to be here tonight?" I said, "Well,
yeah.
You know, Rob and Buddy go way back."
Oh, do you,
yeah.
Rob?
Yeah.
You like him? You're a fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll cut him if I have to, though.
Yeah. I mean, he won't put up with his shit.
Okay.
Trust me, Rob don't put up with
I don't
anybody's
like putting
shit.
up with this shit either.
But anyway, yeah, he's like you, Tony P, when it comes to Buddy. But they're buddies, yeah. So anyway, he was going to be here
Except we're
tonight,
not
but
buddies.
he had to go. Well, he had to drive down. He had to drive down this week to Destin, Florida, where his
Bail him
dad.
out?
Well, yeah, his dad. Well, I don't even think it's Destin. It was somewhere else, like out. I mean, his dad had like an hour flight or like a 30-minute flight somewhere from Florida to
Wow.
Destin.
Last time they saw each other, they were fighting to...
Well, he went down there to save his daddy.
Well, that's what you do.
What can a
That's what you
son
do.
do?
Yeah.
You got
That's what
you
you do.
just have to slide into action, Rob. And speaking of sliding into action, we got to talk about these slides here. And Todd Doc Sigmire, who does these Rocky Mountain slides that sponsors the show, and a friend of the show, an audience, a member of the show who likes the show quite a bit, Blues Loving Bob,
We love Blues
a.k.a.
Lovin' Bob.
Robert O'Neill, said he's taking a trip out to Colorado, and he got in touch with the doc, the good
Really?
doc, and he may be dropping by the factories, so to speak.
Ah,
We need to get
you know,
Blues Lovin' Bob
It's
on
just
the
like,
shop.
yeah. It's
No,
just
he's talking
like
about dropping
Blues
by the
Lovin'
shop
Bob
and
to
checking
get he probably is going to get a private tour of the factory.
Probably
as
will.
well.
Probably.
Probably
We need to
will.
get Blues Lovin' Bob on.
Probably
the
get
show.
a
Blues Loving,
complimentary
hey, listen,
slide.
Ricky Blues Loving Bob's a great guy. He's a great guy.
is.
Speaking of great guys, we got to talk about Nip Law Firm, who sponsors the High Rollers segment on the show. Big shout out to Nip Law Firm. And speaking of blues, well, boys and girls, we have a fantastic show here for you tonight because we got the blues men themselves, the
Nothing but the blues.
Crossroad Prophets, Mr. Michael Ingmire and Rob Dayton, two good friends of mine and partners in crime. Fellas, how's it going?
I don't want to. I want to plead the fifth.
You gonna plead the fifth? Okay. Well, hey, listen.
But you mentioned crimes. I'm not talking.
Well, I won't take us
down.
down that road tonight because Ricky Dickerman does that just by showing up and acting naturally. Ain't that right, Tony?
That's exactly right.
We're all good. You know,
I wasn't there.
Well, you know. folks, Tony P, you've got some new equipment tonight. I think the folks
I
are going to
do.
be able to
Yeah.
hear you.
I
Just
don't
a
know
little
if you
bit
can,
better
if
tonight.
anybody on there can tell, but yeah, I've got my own mic finally.
So,
Did people want that? To hear more Tony P?
Well, I don't know, but I got tired of trying to yell.
right? Yeah.
I got tired of trying to yell.
Yeah.
you're in rare form tonight, Ricky.
Yeah.
Rare form, rare form. Well, if Tony P sounds like absolute bird shit,
Yes.
y'all let us know in the comments.
And I can adjust it real
And he
quick.
can adjust it real quick.
Or try to.
Fellas, I've known both of y'all separately and played with you on occasions separately, but never seen the two of you together. So the Crossroad Prophets, is this a new thing or?
Well, that's something we did with it's like an extension of the Instigators.
Yeah,
We had
I remember the
We had a
Instigators you
four-piece band, the Instigators. with
Right.
John Hartley on drums and who was the bass player? But anyway.
Who was that guy?
Who was that guy? But anyway, we decided to do this as an extension because we got a call from a local brewery, and they wanted like a duo thing, and I said, well, damn, this is cool. you
Yeah.
know,
And
might
when
as
the
well do
instigators only paid for 2 people anyway.
that. Yeah.
So
Hey,
we said,
well,
let's jettison the
well,
luggage.
Yeah.
Well,
There
2
you
people
go.
and the drummer are earning a salary. Let's just put it that way.
So we met at open mics
Mm-hmm.
How long ago?
5-10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, because definitely like 2013, 2014, around there. And because I used to do a thing at Waxhaw every Wednesday night at this place called Southsiders.
And you guys are Charlotte guys, right?
Yeah,
You're right, we're
exactly.
Charlotte guys.
Yeah.
And then Rob and I, started like playing together there, and I said, well, damn. And then I realized that I really wanted to play with a real good deep blues band. So Rob had one. It's like, who has the band? Rob, So,
I had the rehearsal hall.
yeah. And he had the rehearsal hall in the PA. So hey, that's always a winning combination.
You own the PA, you're the band.
Yeah.
Hey, you're like you're the manager, you're the publicist, you're everything if you got a PA.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
so funny you
And you
say
always
that
get the ice.
because
Yeah.
this guy, it's so funny. What was his goddamn name? I can't remember. Okay, I'll think of his name in a minute. But when I lived out in Kansas, it's so funny you say this. We talk about the PA or you mentioned this
I was
because
born in Kansas. That's interesting.
Really?
Where were you?
oh, I lived in
raised?
Wichita for about
I
5
was born in
miserable
Hutchinson.
years.
I was
Okay,
born- yeah.
well I played in
It
Hutchinson.
was, it was like in the 50s. It was like a military processing
Okay,
place. So
right.
all branches of the service came there, temporary housing,
Right.
and we did base housing. And about 3 weeks after we moved in, a tornado came through and tore the roof off the house.
I never saw a tornado the whole time I was there.
And my dad got these orders right about the same time. It was like, whoa,
Whoa!
let's move to Norfolk.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
But back to the PA.
Well, I never saw
back to
I never
the
saw a
game.
tornado the whole time I was out there. But they say that if there's a river where there's a river, that tornadoes won't go, and
Yeah.
there's a river that cuts through the Arkansas or
Yeah.
Arkansas
Yeah.
River,
Right,
whichever
right.
one
Really?
you want to take flank for.
Yeah.
Cuts through the middle of downtown Wichita.
Ah.
So, and I lived always around downtown, so but I never saw a tornado. Now, when
What about the surrounding
Great blues
areas?
town.
When they
well,
get-
Yeah.
back in the late 90s, early 2000s, they had a tornado that came through there. There was an F5 that destroyed McConnell Air Force Base.
Wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of harp players, I had a harp player that told me at that time, he said, if you lived out in Kansas, you have a weather radio. Every house does,
Right.
and every house has a basement, or should.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and so
Or
I,
used to.
I had a harp
Might be
player.
advisable.
He told me, he said one time he was out in the yard doing something on a Saturday or whatever when this tornado came about, and he says, wife yelled at, said, hey, you need to check the weather radar. There's supposed to be a tornado. And he kind of blew it off, and then he just happened to go inside and check it and had enough time to get everybody outside in the storm shelter. They didn't have to be that storm shelter.
Yeah.
And he said they heard it go by about 2 minutes
Wow.
later.
Really?
Came back upstairs once it was all, the dust settled, and there was one wall standing of the house, and everything was gone. Like the car, the clothes, the photos, the dressers, the couch, all of it was gone except one wall was standing. So back to this PA. There was a guy.
We took the long route.
Took a long way
Wow,
to get
that
there.
was
Take the long way around the
that was
barn
Route
here.
66 right there. all the way
So,
around.
but anyway, listen, this guy, that used to, I met in Kansas that time. I can't remember his name, man. But anyway.
Was it Johnny?
Well, the funny thing about him was Jimmy Vaughn, he was from Lewis. His name was Lewis Caldry, I think.
I think I know.
I think his name was Lewis Caldry. But anyway, he was like, I was really young. I was in my early 20s, and this guy, like, he kind of had a handle on things to some degree, like the blues and stuff, and had kind of done some stuff. In fact, his first band, or this band, well, I don't know if it was his first band, but this band he had in Austin, Texas, featured a guitar player named Jimmy Vaughn. And believe it or not, it was Lewis's band that Jimmy was playing in I think Antone's one night when Kim Wilson walked in and
stole them out from under.
And that's how they met. Yeah. So have you ever heard this story?
Well, I heard a different thing, that actually they played Kim's hometown, which was something like Cleveland or something weird, somewhere up north, right? Yeah. And the Thunderbirds did that, and Jimmy sort of like did an invitation to him, like, "Hey, you ought to come down to Austin,"
Yeah.
So that's I've heard a couple different.
Well,
stories
maybe he showed up. That was the night. Maybe he showed up.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, I remember Lewis. Lewis had the PA at the time when he was playing in my band at the time, and like the day before we were supposed to go to somewhere like 2 hours away or something, he just called me and said, "Hey, man, I ain't doing this shit." And you know what?
I've
been there.
He pulled listen, what he did, he pulled old Chuck Berry 1, 2, 3 on me and said, I ain't going anywhere unless you pay me like $200 more. I'm sick of this shit driving my PA around.
Yeah. All the extra gas money.
So
load in, load out.
So I told him get lost, and we ran the PA, I think, through like an amplifier.
In the old days,
Well,
super reverb's good for
speaking of the old days and super reverbs and blues stuff, can we play one?
Sure.
Can I play with you?
Sure.
What you gonna play?
We're gonna do "Can't Be Satisfied" with the Waters.
Woo! We'll talk about this let's talk about it real quick while I get my bass going here.
Altoids thing there.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about
Altoids. No,
either one.
Yeah, ain't nothing.
The feds ain't gonna run in here on
No, that's nothing illegal. Trust me.
I got my fingerprints on it.
Ricky, if they haven't run on us in the last couple weeks, they're probably never going to.
We've had Chad and Buddy on here, so.
Get it, man.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Leaving here today, won't be back no more. Going way down south, child. Don't you want to go? Well, I'm troubled. I'm all worried, Mom. I can't be satisfied. Just can't keep from crying. Well, I feel like slapping a pistol in your face. Make some lonely graveyard your final resting place. Well, I'm troubled. I'm always worried, man. Can't be satisfied. Just can't keep from crying. I'm trying to explain it to him now. Here we go. All throughout the day, looking for my baby, I didn't see a doggone thing. Well, I'm in trouble. I'm all worried, man. No, I can't be satisfied. Just can't keep from crying. All right, wick on that slide guitar over there. Oh, that's little Johnny Winter. You know what else I gotta say?
Tell my baby.
When my little baby, she gonna jump and shout. When that train be late, boys, and I come popping out. Well, I'm in trouble. I'm all worried about. You know, I can't be satisfied. Just can't keep from crying. All right, let's take it on out of here. Back to the hook.
My favorite Muddy Waters song, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Blues Rubber Bob said Muddy and Little Walter would be smiling down from heaven.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We just trying to.
Why'd
Maybe
y'all pick
Paul-
that song? Why'd
Maybe
y'all play
Paul
that
Osher.
song?
He just died a couple days ago.
God rest Paul Osher's soul.
Yeah,
You know, I had not talked to him in a long time, but at one point we kept in touch. When my first album came out in 2007, Paul Osher said a lot of nice things about it, and we kept in
Fantastic.
touch. He sent me a couple of his albums. I don't know if you heard those solo albums he did, you know, but
Great stuff, man. That's just like such deep stuff, man. It's just
it doesn't get a lot deeper than Paul Osher, except that the guys that came before him. Man, what a loss, and what a fantastic guy. Just
and,
You know, all the good
and he
blues
was first,
players are
man.
going
He
away.
was- he-
they are. I
Moved
mean,
around.
there's really
Moved
not many left. I guess that you know.
And that's why we're doing it. We want to keep it alive.
Well, sure.
Like
You know,
from our
I
hearts.
guess you know, Buddy Guy is the last of the ones. You know,
Of that generation.
of that generation of blues musicians. You know. So, well, let's talk about y'all. How did y'all get into this blues thing, Michael? How did the blues? It's always interesting to hear how the blues bug bit people. And
It just sort of bit me in the sense that,
how old were you?
the first concert I saw was Hendrix.
Okay.
I saw Hendrix in
Well,
68.
lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Saw 2 shows for.
And where was it?
He was at the Virginia Beach Dome in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Okay.
And he had played there. He played there in April of '68, and I missed that show. But then he came back and played in August.
And you got revenge.
He played actually the night that King was assassinated.
Oh wow.
In Virginia Beach, and then he came back in August.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 shows, and it was like $350 for a show, you know. So, and I only paid $350 because we just stayed for the second show.
Pricey stuff.
But it was just great. He was just stunning. He had the Soft Machine, Robert Wyatt's band.
I remember the Soft Machine. Yeah, I remember hearing their.
They were louder than Hendrix. I thought Hendrix was
kind of a psychedelic.
He was
band,
deep
right?
loud. You know, he was like, it was like, you know, I realized then, you know, looking at it later, that was definitely that was the blues. You know, speaking to me because he played Red House that night and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
But then I saw the Allman Brothers the next year, and I actually met Duane Allman. I actually had about a 90-minute conversation with Duane Allman at the age of like 13.
Oh wow! Now
And
where was this?
That was at a place. It was the old Willard Movie Theater in Norfolk, Virginia, and they turned it into this sort of hippie music hall that they called the Magical Mystery Tour Coliseum. You know, it's like you get
How original.
Yeah, exactly. How original can you get, right? You know. But that was a great show, and it was just them, you know.
Yeah,
And a nurse, my mother was in the medical field, and she had a nurse friend that was, you know, like in her 20s, and she took me to the sound check. And I got to talk to Dwayne for about 90 minutes.
Really?
And
What y'all talk about?
I was going to say, what are you
He
talking
said,
about?
"Getaway
here?
kid."
Like, what did he
That's
say?
what he
I
was
know.
thinking, probably.
well, see, the thing is,
That's what Dwayne Allman was thinking. Is,
Well-
what I talked to this kid about for an
no,
hour and a
he
half.
was actually really
Jesus
cool, man. He
Christ.
was really kind because she was telling him, well, he's starting to play guitar, so he kind of gave me like a litany of people to listen to, and he mentioned Bloomfield, he mentioned T-Bone Walker, he mentioned Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf. He said, listen to Howlin' Wolf's guitar player. He just like was really articulate, like, because I was expressing an interest in guitar.
Right.
But the interesting thing, where it really became a serious conversation, was we both realized that both our fathers at separate times had been murdered in the Norfolk area. His father
Holy-
had
I
been
know that about
murdered.
him, yeah.
His father came back
Yeah.
from World War II, was out
Right.
shooting pool in a pool hall near Fort Story, you know, in basically Virginia Beach, and was murdered by a guy that he and his friend had given a ride to.
Right to,
And
yeah.
my father, years
Out of
later,
kindness, yeah.
my father, years later at 65, was actually murdered by a guy that had written a suicide note after he had a fight with his girlfriend and said he was going to run into the first thing he saw on the highway, and it happened to be my dad. So when Dwayne and I sort of shared that information, that was like, that, he treated me incredibly serious then.
Yeah.
It was like, all the levity kind of left, and it was like, he said, you want to see me play something? You know, he said, I just strung up my guitar, and he sits around on his gold top of playing like, you know, slide licks with his chorus hidden. And it was just really, I was trying to impart something meaningful, you know, I think, to me. And I respect him for that. I wrote about that years later. Yeah, but he was a remarkable guy. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, man.
But, you know,
What an incredible story.
Yeah.
Well, and
shit.
it's great to see somebody take some time and, you know, like, pretty much help guide to the start. To
right, you know, because,
everything, you know?
I mean, I didn't know who T-Bone Walker
Yeah.
was
Well,
or
what's,
any of
and
those
you know
guys
what's
was, but
funny is
I knew that, and I went and found out.
Yeah.
And the other
Yeah.
thing that's different is how accessible people like Dwayne Allman were back then. Because what a lot of people don't understand is, you know, yes, the Allman Brothers are a well-known band today, but you know, from my understanding, from my readings, you know, when Dwayne was with them, they weren't so much of an established band. I mean, a lot of the dates they did were club dates.
Well, they didn't really like
where
start,
you know 13 people showed up.
Well, you think about it too. They didn't really make an impact as far as like, because their first two albums didn't do much. You know,
Like
I mean,
they
were
like,
great records, but that live album.
That's what I was going to say. The Fillmore thing.
The Fillmore thing is really what started
Of course, it
bringing
was
them into
packed
focus.
them, but
And then a
before
few
that,
months
they were
later,
just playing like empty rooms, basically, and going all over the country.
Yeah.
And basically playing to empty to empty bars, man.
Yeah,
You know, or just
yeah,
bars.
yeah.
I mean, he wasn't as well, and it wasn't until after he died, of course, that the band became so well known. And you know, that if he would have just gotten to live, I guess what I'm saying is he didn't really get to live to see any of the real success.
He didn't see the real money. You know,
No, he didn't.
He was just starting to see.
Because
the
they
real
didn't
money.
even live to see any real
Well,
money
see,
for years after he died.
They had been in debt. See, they had been in debt to Phil Walden for about $100 grand.
Right.
And when that album came out,
Right.
they actually were able to pay him off. So
Right.
by the time they hit,
They
like,
just
say,
broke even. Yeah.
August, September 1971, they had broken even. So
Right.
they were actually starting to make money.
Yeah.
So that they weren't like living on beans and hot dogs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like hot dogs.
I do
So-
too,
so when
but
did you-
not 7 days a week.
So Michael,
hot,
when
less
did you first do your real gig? I mean, when
I did my first
how did
gig
that
when I
come
was
about?
like 14. I played at this little Y-Teens, dance. It was the first time that I actually got close to a young lady, and I was like, 14 years old, and I said, "This is good. I like this.
Yeah, man.
This is actually this could
back
be a good
back
job."
when you played dances.
Yeah, you actually did. You had to
With
play
a
dances.
custom cabinet.
Yeah, right.
And a
yeah.
little blue light.
But I didn't.
Yeah, man.
But a year later, though, I heard Robert Johnson on the radio at a FM station called WOWI,
Okay.
which was just an FM station run out of a house in the Ghent section of Norfolk, Virginia. And I heard Robert Johnson, and I went, who the hell is this? So I called the DJ up, and he explained it all to me and started playing some more stuff, like, I got somebody hooked.
Yeah, right.
And
This is back when Robert
and
Johnson
then
was a household
I
name
went
so
into
much.
band rehearsal the next day. I said, "This is the stuff I want to play," and they went,
Would
How
you
do,
play
how
in
do you do
bands?
that?
Well, I was playing like in a hippie band. I was playing like
Oh,
hippie rock and roll.
I thought you
know,
meant like
yeah,
a trumpet or something.
No, no,
Harp.
no.
Want to play harp?
No high school band for me. No, thank you.
Well, speaking of Robert Johnson, you got a Robert Johnson. Too,
Yeah, I
right?
do. Yeah.
What you playing?
We're gonna play Walking Blues.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want on this one? Guitar or bass?
Either way.
We just
Who needs a Mitch Light? Anybody need a
we
Mitch
just
Light?
did some bass.
I
Some
do.
guitar.
Can you grab
Tony
me one?
P, you need a
Yeah,
Mitch
grab
Light?
me one.
A what?
A mouthwash. You need a Mitch Light?
Nah, I'm all right.
Oh, Ricky.
A Mitch or a Whoa.
Oh.
We got Bush. Whoa. That ain't gonna work.
Oh, you gotta do it.
Might go back to bass. That's a beautiful.
Alright, I'm going to get beers. I don't know.
I'm in G.
What are we playing?
Walking Blues, yeah.
My blues story aren't nearly as elaborate.
Let me hear some rocking.
Yeah, you got it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. I woke up this morning, feel around my shoes. Lord, I got them. Whoa, walking blues. Up this morning, feel around for my shoes. Got up this morning, and them blues, walking blues. Lord, I feel like leaving my old lonesome home. Got up this morning, oh, my hair was gone. Yeah, I feel like leaving my old lonesome home. Got up this morning, my hair was gone. Some people tell me, well, blues ain't bad. What's so feeling I'm also ample. Yeah, tell me, well, blues ain't bad. What's so feeling I'm also ever had.
I'd love to hear you, Matt.
Oh, yeah, elements from my head to heart. Hangs on the dollar, whatever where she goes. Well, I'm leaving this morning. If I have to ride them lines, I've been mistreated. Well, I do mind dying. Leaving this morning. If I have to ride them behind, I've been mistreated, and I do mind dying.
Very good. Yes, sir.
The cool chord.
Oh,
Very good.
well,
Give me 5.
well, there he is.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that damn wheel.
Money.
Folks,
Money.
give it up and tell them where it's at. The one and only Richie Cash and High Rollers.
That is not the roll. How are we doing tonight, everybody?
I'm poor. I
A
need some
lot
money.
better now that you're here.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
We're about to
well,
make
well.
that
We're
moolah.
We're gonna make some moolah.
Make that moolah. We want to say once again, thanks to Nip Law Firm. They do real estate planning, and family law. This time of the year, I know spring's getting here. We're all thinking about maybe you are, you just started a family. Maybe you're out, whatever. You got married or you're getting out of it. Make sure you look up Nip Law Firm, niplaw.com.
Either way.
Headquartered in Lake Norman, 7 Charlotte offices. The game. You guys know how the game works?
What, a spinning wheel?
No, spinning wheel. No.
The high rollers.
I know the Laura Nero tune. That's
high
what-
rollers, because we're all
Spin the wheel, look cute.
High rollers.
Yeah, we
okay.
spin the wheel.
Which is a trivia question, right?
And
Yes, sir.
Richie,
All right.
Yes,
Richie,
Rob, it is.
do you
I know what it
do you
is.
notice your new equipment, Richie?
Tater tots.
Don't touch it, Richie. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Hey,
Just
It's a wonderful new microphone, and what we do
thank
is
Tony P for that one.
Yeah.
thank you, Tony P.
Like I said, I got tired of. I wanted people to hear you and me. So
Yeah, Tony P is a high roller. So we want to say thanks to Tony P.
Well,
And we want
I
to
don't
make
know.
you people.
Don't do
high
that
I
to
don't
him.
think I'm a
Richie.
high
People
roller.
will start coming up to him on the street and wanting
Well,
loans. And
You know why Tony P's a high roller?
can I get anybody a
Matt?
brew? Anybody?
I'm good.
Mm, good.
Tony P's a high roller because he's been hanging out with Richie Cash.
Oh.
Ah, there's the
Rubs-
story.
rubs
I didn't
off.
know.
He
All this
learned
story comes out
how
now.
to make money.
So what happens if I stop hanging around you?
You're gonna be broke again.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna be hanging out with Chet Hardwood and Buddy Hardwood. I'm sorry.
Ouch.
In an orange
Sorry, they had a
jumpsuit.
bad week.
Orange
I don't know if you
jumpsuit,
saw
yeah.
it. But anyway,
One of them. By the end of the week, both of them will be in orange jumpsuits. So
that's what I've heard.
Ow.
That's what I've heard. But
Got insurance?
Deep down in
We're
Florida,
not
where
here.
the sun shines every
this
day.
I don't.
is not one of those shows where we're putting people up on for getting busted for things. We're here to make people money. Game's high rollers. We spin the wheel. we come up with a category. We have a trivia question related to that category. The first person that answers the trivia question correctly.
I noticed that something's been added to the wheel that's never been there. Showbud.
Is Showbud.
So we've got Showbud questions on there?
No, there are.
Yes, we do.
Do we?
If we hit it, yes, we do.
I hope you're making them up.
If we hit it, regardless, we'll come up with whoever gets the question right on our Facebook Live stream. The first correct comment wins $25.
I might have to put a question on there one day.
Cold hard cash.
You probably should.
Cold hard
Cash, huh?
Yeah.
Cold
Cash,
hard
huh?
cash.
All right.
It's nothing because we're high rollers. We want you to be a high roller too. All right, here's our
Spin that wheel.
Tonight's category is hardwood.
It's the one you wanted. You said you wanted to do this. Are you sure you did not fix that wheel?
It's weighted.
I don't fix.
I think
nothing's fixed.
Because he said he wanted to do a hardwood question.
I wish.
Have you noticed that almost every time he wants to do a question,
It ends up on that
it
question.
lands on that
9
question.
times out of 10.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to Chet.
I tell you how we could find out. Hey Richie, you wanna bet on the next time you come over about the one that you want to ask? You
We
want
will
to bet?
put
You
that
want
up
to bet
there,
that
too.
it's
We'll
going to
put
land on
the
that
list.
one?
Yes, absolutely.
He's already figuring out ways to fix this bet.
Yeah.
right?
I just
He
hit
really
an
has.
exacta
Yes,
box.
yes.
I just hit an exacta box in the Kentucky Derby, a $5 ticket for $12.50.
I know he wasn't going to leave that out.
I banged it. I hit it. I
Did
hit
you
it. That's the
really?
way it goes.
Wow. Already got
That's
the
the way
jacket,
it goes.
right?
It was a $30
Is that
ticket.
is that
what's gonna
is that
be?
It was a $5 bet on a $30 ticket, and I knocked
is
it
that
out
Kentucky Derby win talk? I banged it.
Hey, that's how we say it. I cashed.
So
I cashed.
what's downstairs waiting for us to eat after the show?
Hey, well, just leftover hot dogs.
What the?
Yeah, that and
we gotta get
Church's chicken. He's going back to.
Dude, I got a buddy.
Y'all said you didn't
I got
like-
a buddy that won $200 on the Derby, and hell, he took me to Outback. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll run out. But what is there in High Point, honestly? but a trivia question on high rollers that will lend you or get you $25
About old hardwood.
About old hardwood from Nip Law Firm.
His daddy got arrested this past week.
That's the
We
thing.
need a call.
If they were here last week, it would have been hilarious.
Why didn't you? I thought you guys had made buddies. Why did you
I
not?
ran
I
like
thought.
hell when those blue lights started.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought.
I got better
Oh,
loggers
you were on
than
the
they do.
you were on the plane too.
I got better
I bet he
loggers.
was on a
I
plane
thought
within
you'd
20
help him
minutes.
out. I mean, I thought you
I
and
got
Chet
better
have a
lawyers.
show coming up. Or
I bet
whatever,
that- I
like
bet
a love
that
connection
little-
kind of thing that you guys are doing.
I'm not. I
Oh,
will
so
neither
now you're no longer
confirm
affiliated.
Nor deny.
No longer affiliated with Chet.
Yeah.
The what's the status of the Love Connection show?
Oh, good question.
What's the status?
Right
of
now it's on hiatus. We're
Right.
trying to.
I bet
get
his little
a
Honda
co-host.
Jet was in the air 20 minutes after he damn.
Right now we're looking for another co-host. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
Okay.
putting it out.
All right.
right.
So
All
read
right.
your question. Go ahead.
All right. Tonight's category for the folks that want to be high rollers, want to make that bank. Thanks, Nip Law Firm. In the category of hardwood,
Hurry up before somebody finds you offensive.
Buddy Hardwood.
Spit it out.
Buddy Hardwood. I was letting you guys get your ha-has.
They're
out.
coming up with excuses as we speak, Richie.
Yeah.
Buddy Hardwood is a relative of this famous author.
What?
Oh, I think I know this
Do
one.
you know
Why
this?
how do you know it, Tony P?
Yeah, because I don't know it.
I
I
think
mean,
he-
we
I
go
think
way
he
back.
said it one night on the show.
Oh, did he?
Can I give a clue as to
No, there are no clues, Richie. There are no clues.
as
Can I buy a vowel?
as
Yeah, can we buy a consonant?
as the,
Spin for a constant.
as one day turns to
As the
another,
world turns.
the sun also rises.
It also
Oh,
rises.
you asshole. What an asshole. What a true asshole he is. He's a real
I'm a
asshole.
high roller.
Look, he just-
I'm rich. I want them to
Read-
be.
hey, man,
and
read
I'm
the-
gonna I'm giving them money. I'm giving
God
you money.
almighty.
Seems like
You should've
it-
I'm giving you money. Just
You should have just said a
Hey.
war and peace,
Yes. Read the question
Warren
one more time.
Smart.
Read the question
The
one more time.
question, sorry, the question.
The
one-
pick-
So
Quick
this is related
papers.
to hardwood because
Buddy Hardwood's our category.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And he is a relative of this famous author.
oh, okay, so that's how it works.
They're all
All right,
sticking.
that's how it
They're all
is.
There's a hard
sticking.
work.
That's
All
it.
right.
Answer in the comments
An
section.
American author. So it's not Charles Dickens. They told us that at Yale. Back to Matt Walsh.
Well, we've talked to Mike, so I got to talk to this guy over here to my right.
Yes, sir.
This guy, man, you talk about a character and a half. Boy, we got him tonight.
You
Rob
haven't-
Dayton.
You haven't heard my good stories yet.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I thought I had.
You want to hear my wildest blues story?
What's your
Oh.
wildest blues
Oh.
story?
I had run away from home
Send the kids to their
because
bedrooms.
the FBI wanted me for a minor incident, but they wanted me.
When you were a kid. When
I
you
was
were
a
a
kid.
teenager?
Yeah,
Teenager?
I was like 14, 15.
14, 15,
What the
okay.
hell did you do?
I mean,
Well,
FBI,
we-
really?
we don't-
FBI?
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's two felonies and misdemeanor. But it was in Virginia, and they
I
believe
don't
in that.
count.
They believe in that law and order in Virginia. Right.
They do. Their traffic is controlled by aircraft.
Right.
That's true. The first time I ever saw that sign, I was driving to a solo gig in Blacksburg, and it scared the shit out
I
of me.
was like, yeah, they're going to just drop bombs,
They'll zap you.
missiles.
So anyway, I ran
Fucking
away.
tomahawk.
I ended up in the May Day demonstration in D.C. Remember that they were going to
Yeah.
shut D.C. down. This friend of mine and I did some LDS.
Yes.
Maybe too much LDS
No.
because the Washington Monument seemed like a big rocket. And we came out of the rocket, and there was this little sawed-off woman with cowboy outfit, and half her face was really distorted, and it wasn't the LDS. She'd been in a bad accident or something.
Right.
Oh my
And she was
gosh.
hitting back in a pint. So my buddy and I, and about 3 or 4 hippie chicks, loaded her into a taxi and drove her up into Northwest D.C. and took her back home. She was married to this black guy, and he didn't like the paying for the fare of 6 people and his wife drunk, right?
Right.
But anyway, he invited us into his house.
Oh,
They-
well, come on in.
Yeah, it
But
was like-
anyway,
they had a
come on
blues
in.
quartet, or may have been 5-piece, upstairs practicing. And they were playing like old school blues. And they played 2 beautiful songs. And then he looked at us and said, "Get the fuck out."
There's your payment.
So how did the felony? How did that all come to be? Or can we not air that on television?
Well, that was the beginning of my.
The indiscretions
was
of the indiscretions of you.
Yeah,
I'll
the
save it for another
indiscretions
time.
of you.
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of my
Let's
runaway trip.
yeah.
It went on for a while.
How
So what-
long had you run away? Yeah.
But that was like day 3 or something.
That was only day 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
I told
I
you.
made it 10 days.
You
I
made
told
it
you.
up to D.C. in 3 days,
And then I went to
boom.
Boston, New York, Chicago, St. Louis,
Really?
and got thrown in jail outside of Kansas City.
How long did you spend in each town?
Oh, I was like a tumbleweed.
Oh, really? You'd go in and out,
totally,
boom,
totally.
just
Yeah.
blow through.
Just blow through on the interstate.
Well, my God, I was going to ask how you got started playing the blues, but
Well, what really attracted me to the blues and the harp is we went to see Edgar Winter's White Trash. And we get down there, and they're opening for some band we'd never heard of, the Jay Giles Band.
yeah,
We went in there and they blew us away.
yeah.
Magic Dick got on that licking stick. And I
Now
was,
this was when Jay Giles was still a blues band after.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
71.
Because a lot of people don't know that Jay Giles band was
Yeah,
originally
everybody
like
thinks
a country
Love Stinks
blues
and all
band.
that. Yeah,
No,
they were a deep blues band.
So it was
Yeah.
early 70s. And I heard that harp and I fell in love with it. All my buddies were playing guitar.
Of course.
I went and bought a harp. Little did I know, you had to have the harp in the right key.
Right. Yeah.
So I wasn't asked to play a lot.
Right.
It was always the wrong key.
Right. Right. So damn. So how did you find out how to do the damn thing right?
Somebody gave me a pointer. But harp's hard to learn. You can't see it.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, and there wasn't the internet. Internet lays it all out.
Yeah, there wasn't no YouTube videos
No,
back then. were
there was
there?
the corners, the country store, and a G Marine band for $5, I think it was. And then you play them long enough, the reeds would swell up and cut your lips,
Right.
and then you have to cut them off with a razor blade.
Oh my God.
But on that runaway trip, I met Magic Dick, though, believe it or not.
And then Magic Dick is.
the Magic Dick Richards in the Jake House band.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We were crashing in this house in, I think, St. Louis. And there's a guy with a big afro just like him. And he could play the Looney Tunes overture perfect. And play magical harp.
Yeah.
And I was telling Ingmire about it. And he said, that was Magic Dick. And I said, well, how do you know? He said, because I opened for him or played with him.
Yeah.
And he warmed up playing the Looney Tune scene. So,
Yeah, I played with him when he was playing with Castro. You know, they had this thing with Tommy Castro and Magic Dick and Deanna Bogart
Yeah.
and stuff. That was a good little band. Great horn section.
No,
Yeah.
Castro, he's a West Coast guy, right?
He's a West Coast guy.
Did you live out there?
No, the Blues Society around here, I'd written like several articles for them and did some things for them.
Oh, so when he came through.
when they came
yeah,
through, it was
yeah.
like, let's get a local guy to go up and jam with Tommy Castro.
Right,
you know?
right.
And it was cool playing with Magic Dick because we got along great. I was going like, God, this guy is as cool as when your heroes are as cool as you've ever imagined them to be.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's the neat thing about it.
That's the way it was when I met guys like Hubert. You know,
Yeah,
Hubert
yeah.
Sumlin, you know,
Oh, Hubert was an angel, man.
You got to meet Hubert?
For the price of a drink, man, Hubert used to give me guitar lessons when he was playing with Eddie Shaw.
Yeah.
Back in like sort of like late 70s, early 80s, and then when we moved down to Texas. But that was great. Hubert was like just the most generous of souls.
And the
kindest and most
nicest,
guy.
nicest guy. I mean,
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's something that
Deeply
always
missed.
all those guys that was lucky enough to meet, you know, they were just
well,
like
maybe a little rubbed off on us, right?
they were
Yeah,
just old
yeah.
country guys, you know.
Yeah.
They really were, man. They just were the most down to earth, easy to get along with, you know. At times you felt like
Little Walter was.
they were masters of making you feel like you were like the big name.
Yeah, that's what I liked about Willie Smith too. You know,
Willie.
because Willie was almost
It's
like
funny
a
you
philosopher.
say that because
you know?
yes,
what I mean?
it's so
Yeah.
funny when I said
Yeah.
that I thought about Willie and you said Willie Big Eyes Smith. I spent 2 days with Willie walking around Memphis and hanging out in Memphis, and you're right, Willie was quite the guy, and we're talking about Willie Big Eyes Smith, who was Muddy Waters' drummer for good Lord, a
Could
long,
play left
long
hand, could
time.
play right hand. Yeah.
And
In
had a
the
way
middle of some song,
with
yeah.
with playing drums that could never be replicated. But what a cat, man, because he had all kinds of conspiracy theories and
Oh yeah, you know
I
he
mean-
and I got along really well.
right,
'Cause
I'm
he was
sure.
going, oh man, let me talk to you. And
Yeah,
I'm going,
and
man.
he was
And
a-
it was
he
like
was
3
so
hours.
fun.
3 hours later, they said, okay, I got to go on stage now, and I'm going like, I need to get another drink.
You know that
he was an amazing guy. He had so many stories.
we were playing
and
with Bob,
points of view.
and it's so
Yeah.
funny. The second day of those 2 days, me and him got into a bunch of Newcastles, and before we knew it, it was time to go down and hit the stage.
Who, you and Bob or Willie?
Me, Bob, and Willie,
Oh,
and it's like, man, I've been in here in this hotel room all day drinking Newcastles with Willie Big Eyes Smith. Like, can I still do this? Well, can we still do this? Can we
Yeah.
play another song?
Sure.
What you got?
We're going to play an original I wrote
Love like
Yeah,
a
man.
hammer.
called I Love Like a Hammer.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I love like a hammer. Lord, pound a nail all night long. I love like a hammer. Pound a nail all night long. Start working in the evening. I still be working strong come the dawn. I start to working. Love, they hear me all over the neighborhood. working. Lord, I hear it all in the neighborhood. The little girl be hollering out, Mr. Robbie, oh, you sure hammered good. Now give me some room. Let me work on this now. Cut some wood over there. Yeah. When I start to working, Lord, I gotta travel all over town. When I start to working, Lord, I gotta travel all over town. Well, they go call each other up. Say, Mr. Robbie, get the best hammer found. All right, work on it, Mike. You know, if I want to get some rest now, people, I'm going to have to leave on out of this town. Yeah! I said if I want to get some rest now, people, Lord, I'm going to have to leave out of this town. Yeah! It just seems like the little girl can't put my hammer down.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Nice original, man.
Thank you.
Rob, you write some great originals, man.
Yeah, you're coming to Grammy party, right?
Yeah, man. You know, I'll be there.
I know
If you'll
will.
have me.
Yeah, I'll have you.
Well,
Have the whole crew.
Helicopter.
well, there he is. He's back. He's back. He's back.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
Do we have
And
another?
he-
Do we have another drawing?
We got winners. We got winners. We got to pay.
Well, they know who he is. Just swivel around to, you know the guy. You know the guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kinda like to get
You know the
We
guy.
got monies to pay. We got to get this money out. That's
All
what
right.
we're trying to do. Make people high rollers. Thank you guys. Y'all rocked it. Y'all rocked it. But we also did the high rollers where we spun the wheel. Thanks to Nip Law Firm. out of Lake Norman, Charlotte. They've paid
Nip,
for
nip,
this. It's
nip,
great,
nip. Take a little
great.
nip. Take a little nip.
Nip,
Wait,
nip,
take a
nip,
little
nip,
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 take a
buddy.
little nip.
Has Chet contacted Nip?
Well,
He may want to look
I mean,
into
I
I
it.
do not think that I could be wrong.
He does family law. Does he do like pot law?
Well, he probably would. I'm not sure where Chet got
Criminal law?
popped
He's
at.
always on here
Florida
asking if you
is
want to
weird.
buy some
Bingo,
pot.
bingo. I do
weird.
not know. They may or may not have an attorney who's licensed in Florida.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
check them out at niplawfirm.com.
That's what they all say.
That's
Yeah,
what
they,
all
I mean, if not, they can refer you to somebody who's gonna.
I tell you what,
Tell him you mean
I'll,
business.
Don't check.
I'll say one thing, Richie.
But really,
You are an asset to Nip Law Firm because you do a hell of a promo.
Exactly.
Well, I am into them.
A spokesperson. Yeah.
I am into them a little bit, but it's more the family law stuff and the estate law and the.
So you got a lot of estate planning going
well,
on, working
I
all
have
the
a
time,
thing or
right?
two
With all
working-
that,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, all that property and everything you
Exactly.
own. Yep.
Exactly. So, but my business is not the business that we're here to do. The business that we're here to do is to announce the winner of tonight's High Rollers. Tonight's question was, Buddy Hardwood is a relative of this famous author. The correct answer is Ernest Hemingway.
I was gonna say that.
Ernest Hemingway.
Who won?
I knew it. I knew it.
Unfortunately,
I'm a member.
and we have
Yeah.
asked this and we've run it through our attorneys.
Yeah.
Guests are not allowed.
I know.
So
That's the
we
way you
run
want
it
it to
I
be.
don't know where he told me. It might have been on set of one of the videos.
But he
or,
says
you
that.
know,
That's why last week I was hoping we would
But
get this.
I
So,
remember it.
'cause have you watched the documentary on PBS about Hemingway, Tony P?
No, I have not.
Well,
I've been to
they
his house.
interviewed.
I've been
they-
to his house down in Key West, and I saw all the cats.
They
the
interviewed.
six-toed cats.
Yeah.
They interviewed me for
vast
that.
varieties.
I didn't get to camera, but they interviewed.
They keep
me
breeding.
for it.
Why,
So, Blues
We got a
Lovin'
winner.
Blues Lovin'
Bob!
Hey.
was our winner tonight with the answer of Ernest Hemingway.
Blues loving.
Thank
Man.
you, Blues Lovin' Bob. Thank you for everybody.
How did he
for
know
tuning in.
that? Did you know that, Rob?
That's the thing.
Nope.
You, all the years you and Buddy
Hey,
been hanging out,
listen.
you didn't know
Maybe
he was
it
related to
was my
Hemingway?
hints.
We don't talk about family matters.
Oh, y'all don't talk about
No.
okay, gotcha.
We talk about what we're gonna
Maybe
drink.
it was my hint about the sun also rises.
Well, Richie, come sit down with us, and hell, give us a loan while you're at it.
Yeah.
Give us a loan while you're at
I
it.
mean, really, give all of us a loan.
Well,
Crossroad Prophets is the name of the new band, right?
Yeah.
Or the is this
It's
a
a
duo?
duo. It's a
It's
duo.
a duo.
Occasionally we'll have a third member, maybe, you know, or somebody to
Right.
sit in. you
If
know.
somebody wants to sit in, they come down and sit in.
Yeah, come on.
I'd love to. Where are you guys
you
playing?
guys need a banjo player? I mean,
Cause I'm game. Like my like schedule is like open,
Gus Cannon.
and I'm just
We
like
aren't playing
kind
anywhere because
I'm
of
just-
the,
It was actually
I was gonna say,
we've been COVID.
player named Gus
You've been
Cannon. Pretty
they've
cool.
COVIDed
Memphis
you.
guy.
that covered us.
He did that
For many years.
Everybody's been
For many years.
Don't cover your
Y'all, Rob's been COVIDed for many years, not just a year.
Not just a year, for many years. Huh?
Depends. Usually it's like bar.
I'm an incubator.
Do you guys have any plugs? Any kind of websites, anything like that? Anything you just want the people to know? Albums to buy?
We're just basically getting back into focus, just like a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like we played our last gig as the Instigators back in March of last year.
I'm the same way. I've got a
And
clean
it's like-
slate. I got
it's
a
like-
clean slate.
It's hard too. You say you're a blues band, they say, "Oh, we tried that once."
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like, you know,
Well, if you guys get another one, and if I'm invited,
we'll
I'd
get you
love to come down and just
We have a good time.
plug
Yeah.
in an amp, and,
You'll have to
and we'll have some
get up with
fun.
Marcus, see what he's doing these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Marcus, where you at these days, Marcus?
Where are you at,
We're
Marcus?
wondering.
Where's
We're
Marcus?
wondering.
Marcus.
Can we do another song?
Sure.
Sure. Why don't we do something like that we all can kind of play on or something like you do a little walking stuff, the T-Bone Shuffle or something like that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What key?
A?
Okay. Folks, Tony, let us roll on to the end of this one. Folks, we'll be back next week, I think, with Jason Moss and the Horses, y'all.
Oh,
familiar with
Oh,
them?
Jason.
Yeah.
Brian Porter.
So we'll
Good
be
guy.
doing some more honky tonk, rockabilly kind of
We know
stuff.
those guys.
Give it up for Michael Ingmire, Rob Dayton, wild man himself.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little
He's
bit
got like
of.
that Chris Penn look going on, you know?
He does. You know, it's every.
It's international. It's called.
He says
style.
it's international.
Exactly.
He's nationwide.
It's called style.
He's bad. He's nationwide.
He says he's international, so I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
Kid, hey, little T-bone shuffle. Hit me with it, brother.
2, 1, 2, 3. Let your head down, children. We'll have a natural ball. Let your head down, children. We'll have a natural ball. If you don't let your hair down, you can't have no fun at all. Can't take it with you. That's one thing for sure. Can't take it with you. Yeah, that's one thing for sure. Nothing in this world that a T-bone shuffle can cure.
Walk it then. Walk around the block.
Come here, woman, sit down on her daddy knee. Yeah, come here, woman, sit down on her daddy knee. Got something in this world that's been troubling me. Let your head down, children, we'll have a natural ball. Let your head down, children. We'll have a natural ball. Nothing in this world that a T-bone shuffle can cure. Hey, Robert.
All getting fancy over there.